Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. David. With over 30 years of experience in endocrinology and women's health at major hospitals in the United States, I've had the honor of accompanying thousands of women as they navigate the changes of their bodies, especially after the age of 50. And if you're listening to me right now, chances are you're also going through a similar journey. I want us to begin slowly. Take a deep breath and just feel yourself for a moment. Life changes so much when we step into the stage where our bodies no longer respond the same way. Not suddenly, but little by little. One day you realize you're no longer excited by the things that once brought joy and closeness, especially intimacy. I've heard so many women whisper to me in the clinic with a quiet but deep sadness, "Doctor, I don't feel like a woman anymore." Or, "I love my husband, I love my family, but I just don't have the feeling to be close like before." If you've ever felt that way, please know this: you are not alone. Truly, you're not. Over 80% of women after the age of 50 experience decreased desire, dryness, loss of arousal, and sometimes even a loss of confidence. But the issue is not psychological. It doesn't mean you are weak or less attractive. The real cause comes from within, from hormonal changes. When estrogen decreases, it's not just the body that changes, the heart changes too. I once had a patient named Linda, 62. She used to be vibrant, full of love, beauty, and connection in her marriage. But as her body began to change, she silently withdrew. When her husband wanted intimacy, she didn't refuse, but she didn't feel anything either. She told me, "David, I feel like my heart and my body are living in two different worlds." When I looked at Linda, I saw the reflection of so many women, strong yet tender, proud yet quietly hurting. And that is why we are here today. Not to search for a magic cure, not to go back to age 20, but to reawaken the feminine flow naturally, gently, and fully. On this journey, something as simple as soybean sprouts, something so ordinary, has become an important key that modern science is increasingly acknowledging and proving. And I want to share with you why. When we talk about desire, many people think it's only about psychology, emotions, or circumstances. But as a doctor of endocrinology, I can tell you clearly, desire is part of your biological health, not just your emotions. Between the ages of 45 and 55, women enter what we call perimenopause and menopause. I'm sure many of you have experienced these changes, sometimes clearly, sometimes unnamed. The body doesn't respond the way it used to. Sensations that were once natural now fade, tangled between fatigue and worry. I want you to imagine the ovaries as a garden once filled with flowers. Estrogen is the water that nourishes that garden. When the water decreases, the flowers don't bloom the same. Not because they are no longer beautiful, but because the environment has changed. Estrogen affects blood flow in the pelvic area, moisture and elasticity of the vagina, sensation and pleasure, emotional connection, confidence and feeling loved. When estrogen decreases, changes happen both inside and outside. And many women begin to ask themselves, am I no longer attractive? Have I gotten old? I want to say this slowly. No, absolutely not. Your body has not abandoned you. It is asking for a different kind of care, gentler, deeper, more loving. I remember another patient, Maria, 58. She came to me with a polite smile, but her eyes held a quiet hurt. She said, "David, I feel like an oil lamp. The oil is almost gone, and I only have a flickering flame left." I held her hand and replied, "Maria, the flame is still there. We just need to add fuel the right way." What I want you to understand is this: decreasing desire is not the end of your femininity. It's a message that your body is turning the page. And this new chapter can still be warm, connected, and fulfilling if we care for it properly. In the next sections, I'll share more about soybean sprouts and why modern science sees them as a natural water source to gently and safely revive your hormonal garden. But before we continue, if what I shared resonates with you, if you see yourself in these words, please take a moment to like this video, share it with a woman you love, and subscribe so we can continue this journey together. I read every comment, and if you'd like, tell me your story. When we talk about soybeans, many people think of them simply as a familiar food in daily meals. Soy milk, tofu, miso natto. Very ordinary, very common. But sometimes the most familiar things hold secrets we only begin to understand when our bodies softly whisper to us. I want you to imagine it like this. A dry soybean seed is like a sleeping seed of life. It has potential, but that potential has not yet awakened. When the seed is soaked and begins to sprout, something very special happens. Quietly, without show, yet incredibly powerful. During sprouting, the enzymes inside the seed become activated. It's like opening a door that hasn't been opened in a long time, letting light flow into a dim room. This is when a compound called isoflavone transforms into a more biologically active form, also known as phytoestrogen. A natural, gentle estrogen that does not overload the system, does not overstimulate, and does not pressure the endocrine system the way synthetic hormones do. Phytoestrogen from sprouted soybeans is like a drop of rain falling onto a dry garden. It doesn't force the flowers to bloom immediately. It simply gives the body what it has been missing so it can restore itself in its own natural rhythm. I once had a patient named Helen, 67. She was intelligent and well-informed, yet she was afraid of anything related to hormones. She told me, "David, I don't want to force my body. I just want to return to myself, naturally and gently." And that is what makes sprouted soybean extract so special. It does not do the healing for you. It simply gives your body what it needs to do that work on its own. In many medical studies I've worked on, we found when women after 50 use sprouted soybean extract regularly, their natural estrogen levels rebalance. Vaginal moisture improves. Pelvic blood flow increases. The body responds to affection more naturally. But what moves me most is not the lab results. It's the look in women's eyes when they begin to feel life flowing back within them. Not dramatic, not loud. Just one morning they wake up and realize, oh, I am still myself. Just myself in a different, beautiful way. In the next part, I will explain how sprouted soybeans affect desire from both a biological and emotional perspective. I want you to take a moment to picture your body. The body is not just flesh, bones, hormones, or biochemical responses. The body is memory, emotion, experiences, love that has touched you, and wounds that have quietly fallen asleep. Desire is the same. It does not disappear suddenly, and it does not return suddenly. It comes back when the body feels nourished, listened to, cared for. So where do sprouted soybeans come in on this journey? When estrogen drops after age 50, the systems of arousal and pleasure slow down. Imagine a once strong flowing stream that has become shallow. The body no longer responds quickly to affection, touch, or signals of connection from a partner. Phytoestrogen in sprouted soybeans gently supports that flow again. The first thing it does is soften in every sense. Soften the body, soften the emotions, soften the connection. When natural moisture is restored, women no longer fear pain or discomfort during intimacy. And when the body is free from the fear of pain, emotions have room to return. Next, sprouted soybeans increase blood flow to the pelvic area. This is essential because pleasure does not come from thought, it comes from circulation. When blood flows more freely, sensation becomes clearer, deeper, and easier to ignite. I remember a woman named Sandra who told me after 7 weeks of using sprouted soybean extract, "David, I don't know how to explain it, but I feel alive again, not younger alive." I looked at her and I understood. The feeling of being connected to yourself and to the one you love is not a luxury. It is a birthright. And here is the most important part. Sprouted soybeans do not force the body to change quickly. They restore it at your pace, gently, gracefully, naturally. So if you are looking for something strong, instant, something that works in 24 hours, sprouted soybeans are not for you. But if you want to reawaken feminine energy naturally, if you want your body to rediscover desire on its own, if you want not only to be able to love, but to want to love, then this may be the gift your body has been asking for. If this message resonates with you, please like this video, share it with a woman you want to support, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next part. I am here, and we will continue this journey together. When I say the body has memory, I don't mean it in a symbolic or poetic way. The body truly knows how to heal itself when it is given the right conditions. And with sprouted soybeans, the changes many women feel are not something new, they are a return to themselves. I want you to imagine a morning. You wake up, step out of bed, and for just a brief moment, you feel your body is lighter. Not lighter in weight, but lighter in sensation, as if a thin fog that once covered you is slowly lifting. This is the first sign of healing from within. After 4 to 8 weeks of using sprouted soybean extract, many women share with me subtle but profound changes. They no longer feel dryness or discomfort during intimacy. Not immediately, but little by little, natural moisture begins to return. No pushing, no worrying. The body simply responds. Another day, they realize something inside them has softened. Not just muscles or skin, but emotions. One of the things that always makes me pause is when they say, David, I don't avoid being touched anymore. Closeness, which once felt difficult or painful, slowly becomes comforting again. Instead of tensing, the body welcomes. Instead of withdrawing, the heart opens. Many women also share that their sleep improves. Night is no longer a long, heavy struggle of tossing and turning. They sleep more deeply, and when they wake, they feel renewed. Renewed not to work harder, but to live more fully. I remember a woman named Eleanor, 71. She looked at me and said, I don't know when I lost the feeling of loving myself, but now I found it again. And you see, that is the most important part. Not just increasing desire, not just improving intimacy, but restoring the connection between a woman and her own body. When the body's nourished well, the skin changes too. Not back to age 20, but brighter, softer, more alive. When hormones come back into balance, the heart steadies. No more sudden heat waves. No more unexplainable restlessness. Instead, there is a gentle peace from the inside. And most importantly, desire does not return like a sudden wave. It returns like a warm breeze, soft, natural, without effort. It simply comes back when the body is ready to feel and receive love again. When caring for the body, what matters is not just what we take, but how we take it. The body is delicate, and it responds truthfully to the quality of attention we give it. So I want to share with you how to use sprouted soybeans in a way that allows your body to absorb them gently and fully. First, understand that sprouted soybeans come in different forms: powder, capsules, concentrated, extract. If possible, choose organic, non-GMO products without artificial flavoring or fillers. After age 50, the body becomes more sensitive, and the pure natural forms are absorbed best. In terms of use, you can take it twice a day, once after breakfast, once after dinner. No need to take it on an empty stomach. No need to take too much. Let this become a gentle rhythm in your life, like watering a plant. Slow, steady, without rush. I usually recommend my patients continue for at least 6 to 12 weeks. Do not stop midway simply because you do not see immediate results. The body takes time. Just like sunlight needs days to make a flower bloom. Just like the heart needs small moments to allow feeling to return. You can also add a small, supportive habit every night before sleeping. Place your hand over your lower abdomen. Gently massage in a circular motion, not to stimulate anything, but to listen to your body, to let your body know you are here caring for it, not abandoning it. Drink enough water, not by forcing just small sips throughout the day. Water is the flow of life, and hormones follow that flow. And finally, allow yourself to be soft. I know many women who have lived their whole lives strong, caring, enduring, giving. But perhaps this is the time to return to your gentleness. Softness does not make you weak, it makes you beautiful. The most beautiful woman is the one who allows herself to be herself. If what I've shared helps you feel seen, understood, supported, help me share this message with other women. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a woman you love. Maybe you will plant a seed of renewal in someone's heart. When it comes to caring for our health, the most important question isn't what we use, but whether it is truly right for our body. Every body carries its own story, its own history, its own rhythm, its own quiet wounds. So I want to say this slowly so you can listen to yourself more clearly. If you are a woman past 45, 50, or 60, if you have felt changes like dryness, reduced desire, or a loss of connection and intimacy, if your emotions feel more sensitive, if you experience sudden warmth, sleeplessness, or the feeling that you are not yourself anymore, then sprouted soy may be a gentle companion for you. Why? Because it does not push the body to move faster than it wants to. It does not force change. It nourishes slowly, quietly, like a warm friend standing beside you. Women who tend to benefit from sprouted soy are those in perimenopause, menopause, or many years beyond who still long for tenderness to return to both body and spirit. Those who have lived strong, so strong that they sometimes forgot how to love themselves. Those seeking a natural approach rather than synthetic hormones or strong medication. Those who understand that healing is a journey, not an event. However, there are times when we must listen even more carefully. If you are undergoing treatment for breast cancer, ovarian cancer, or any hormone-related cancer, speak with your doctor first. Not because sprouted soy is harmful, but because your body is in a stage that requires thoughtful guidance. If you are using hormone replacement therapy HRT, you can still use sprouted soy, but the dosage matters. Your body at that moment is like a finely tuned system, and we don't want unnecessary disruption. I once spoke to a woman named Grace, 65. She asked David, "How do I know if sprouted soy is right for me?" I smiled and said, "You'll know when your body whispers that it wants to feel gentle again. You'll know when your heart still wants to love and be touched, but your body hasn't quite followed. That is when sprouted soy can become a bridge between your heart and your body." We don't use sprouted soy to be 20 again. We use it to continue loving ourselves in a wiser, fuller, deeper way. And now I want to return to what we said at the very beginning. Your body has never abandoned you. It is simply inviting you back to yourself. Desire is not just physical closeness. It is a form of life energy, a river flowing inside you. And that life energy does not disappear just because we turn 50, 60, or 70. It deepens, it matures, like a flame that no longer burns wildly but glows steadily and warmly. And sometimes with just the right nourishment, that flame can rise again. Not to prove anything, not to chase youth, but to continue living fully in your way. Sprouted soy is not magic. It will not take you back in time. It will not turn you into someone else. It simply gives your body back something time has taken, so your body can take care of the rest naturally, gracefully, and humanly. I have seen this in the eyes of hundreds of women who believed their days of passion and connection were behind them. And then one day they looked at me and said, "David, I feel like I have returned to myself." And to me, that is one of the most beautiful moments of this work. I want you to know this. You deserve that softness. You deserve life in every cell. You deserve warmth in every breath. You deserve to feel loved by others and by yourself. If you take only one thing from this video, let it be this. Desire is not youth. Desire is connection to yourself. And that connection can always be awakened at any age. If today you feel understood, if something inside you stirred when you heard these words, if you realize you still want to feel, to love, to live more fully, then I hope you will continue this journey with me. Please like this video so YouTube knows this is a message worth sharing. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss what comes next, where we continue together, gently, deeply, and wisely. And if you feel ready, share your story in the comments below. I am here, and I will listen.